Hello and welcome. For many of us who have an obsession with all things bus, this obsession tended to start at an early age. Before joining the industry and owning preserved buses, I was running fleets of toy buses. And in the days before EFE and OOC took the market by storm and made it fashionable to collect model buses, these things tended to be more toy-like than scaled-down replicas of full-size vehicles. And as a child of the 70s, trying to find something that was representative to what I could see out on the street was really quite hard. There was, of course, the Dinky Leyland Atlantean, but production of that had only just finished, and they were becoming rather scarce and rather expensive. So that left us with the Corgi Routemaster. And to be fair, that's not actually a bad model, and I might do a video on that in the future. The nearest thing that we had to a standard modern rear-engine bus was the Matchbox Super Kings K15 Londoner Bus. Introduced in 1972 by Lesney Products Limited, it was a model of the London Transport DMS class Fleetlines, which at that point London Transport were telling us was the bus of the future. Annoyingly though, it was still a London Transport bus and didn't really represent the buses that I saw outside on the street. Initially, when first produced, it was in London Transport Red, but carried various stick-on adverts and destinations, some for Harrods, some for London Dungeon, some for Carnaby Street. I remember always being impressed as a child with the fact that the wheels were always very smooth on these, and they actually had a working suspension on the bus as well. Before long, however, Matchbox were starting to bring the K15 Londoner out in all sorts of different liveries. The first one I remember was the Royal Wedding Bus in 1981 to celebrate the wedding of Charles and Diana. Now the interesting thing is, I know that Corgi produced a Silver Jubilee London Transport Routemaster in 1977 and Dinky produced a Leyland Atlantean Silver Jubilee bus in 1977, but I don't remember there being a Silver Jubilee K15 Londoner. Now if I'm wrong, please let me know if they actually made one of these. Comment down below. Now the earlier models of the K15 Londoner had operating middle doors, and originally there was a small bell fitted at the rear. You can just about make out the little curved area where the bell would fit in this shot. Now the detailing wasn't actually too bad, even if the wheels were way too big, and it came with a full seated interior as well. A nice touch on the earlier models was the inclusion of a number plate, GLC123L. The first thing to go on production models was the bell and the operating mechanism at the rear end. The space for the bell and the operating lever at the rear and the engine compartment was still clearly visible on the later models though. The next details to be omitted were the opening centre doors, these being replaced by cast doors like the ones at the front of the bus. Around this time, the GLC123L number plate also ceased to be used and was replaced by a plain blank panel. The K15 started to appear in all sorts of promotional liveries, from Beecham's Oral Healthcare all the way through to Chesterfield Transport celebrating the anniversary of the church in their town. There was even a left-hand drive version in Berlin livery produced, which must have confused a lot of people in Berlin. This meant that the plain red London Transport ones were slightly less sought after than their colourful brothers and sisters. And a bit like the prototype DMS, a lot of these were sold on. And if you went to anything like a second-hand toy shop or a collector's fair or a toy fair or even a boot fair, you were guaranteed there would be at least one of these for sale. And from memory, they were quite reasonably priced second-hand as well, something in the region of like 50p to £1 or 1.50, well within the reach of our pocket money. And because of this cheap cost to buy them, they lent themselves to all sorts of amateur conversions and paint jobs. I myself did single door conversions, removed the shrouds and open top conversions, while my friend Paul, whose buses are seen scrolling through your screen now, opted for the B20 ogle conversion and B20 conversions in general. Maybe all these modifications that we made to the buses over the years helped build an interest in engineering and not just driving buses. So, you ask, what's coming up on the channel in the next few weeks then, Jake? Well, I shall tell you. As if this picture didn't give the game away, the next episode of Classic Bus Histories, which will be next weekend, will feature the Foden NC. The following weekend, we return to A to Z of National Bus Company subsidiaries, and we're still at E for East Yorkshire. I hope you enjoyed this nostalgic look back at a toy that made our childhood special. If you did, please like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on my future releases. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.